Everybody, welcome to Keeping It Real. I'm Danny B, and of course, you know this lovely lady,
Hey.
Jamie B. What's cooking, Jay? A sensation, huh?
Oh, I am a cooking sensation, Danny B.
How you feel after doing that?
I'm still got the nerves, but I'm working through it, and hopefully, as each week goes on, I get better and better.
So why are you nervous? You're so natural at this. You had plenty of experience behind the camera because it's your cameo. It's
I think
the
so, because I'm by
the
myself,
spotlight's
yeah.
on you.
Yeah, I
so
think
you
so.
need me.
Maybe.
So you need me.
Maybe.
But in a little
I
bit,
think we're a good duo.
yeah, in a little bit, she's going to go ahead and cut another segment. What's Cooking, Jay? Segment 2. And this is episode 5 already. It's Easter weekend. And before I turn it over to you, Jay, I want to ask some questions out there. Good Friday, you know. I remember as a kid, not supposed to eat meat. We talked about this with Mike. You know, you're religious or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But as a kid, you know, my grandmother was very religious, and Friday you couldn't have any damn meat, which I hated. So the solution was White Castles. They had fish sandwiches.
Oh.
And I couldn't stand them. I hated it. They were like, no, try it. I'm like, I ain't trying this. It's awful. But the tartar sauce, it just turned me off. So I eat French fries. They didn't even have onion rings back in the day, I don't think. But how about you? Did you have to eat the meat? Did your mother make you eat meat? I know you're not a meat eater.
Yeah, my mom was
say.
like really, well, I used to eat a lot more meat back in the day. Now, not so much.
Just my luck. Just my luck. Only kidding. I get
no,
mine.
yeah, Mom made sure that we didn't eat meat on Fridays, and especially Good Friday, we definitely did not eat meat.
You know what, though? I got to be honest with you. I find religion all type very contradictory. I don't know what to believe. I believe in a higher power, but I do know one thing, though, that I will eat meat on Friday. Let me do that again.
Well, I mean, it is what it is, Danny. You know, like some people, Jewish religion, they actually go days when they have their religious.
They starve themselves like that?
They go, well, they can't eat all day. So they starve themselves like certain times of their whatever holiday it is for them. I don't know what it's called because, I don't follow their religion.
So why are you even speaking of this matter? If you know
I'm just saying, some people go all day without eating for their religion, where in the Catholic, they fast all day.
Well, I know.
And when it's like, when it becomes dawn, then they can eat. But for the Catholic religion, it's just Fridays, you just sacrifice not eating meat.
I know a lot of people that don't eat, for various reasons. Fasting, which is, some say it's good for you, some say it ain't. How about you? Do you a faster? Do you fast?
I know, but I just heard they put out the
It's bad.
article about how it's not that good.
Well,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, it depends on where you're hearing your information.
Right.
Information's everywhere, and that's the problem. Is it good information? Is it bad information?
I think whatever works for you. Like some people, because of their health, like diabetics, or they have medication they have to take, they can't go fasting. They can't, go without eating. They have to eat at least something.
Actually,
but for me personally, as I get older, I mean, when I was younger, I couldn't miss a meal. Like I would get hangry. Like I was not missing a meal.
You
as I get older,
you still don't miss a meal. You know, not that you look great and everything, but you get yours. You eat.
Wow, really? I was just going to talk about how I can go without eating for, I don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't even make any sense.
All right, fuck it. What are
right?
we doing?
I don't go without, I wait until like a lot of times 2, 3, no, I like 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, I'll have something to eat. Yeah, because I keep busy and I don't like eating in the morning.
There. You got all sensitive.
Well, because that's basically how I lost like 25 pounds in the last 2 years.
I hit a nerve, everybody. I hit a nerve.
Well, because that's how I lost, like he don't pay attention.
I don't pay attention. Who does? Who pays attention? I listen to what I want to hear, just like anybody else.
Yeah, I know. You're on that age bracket that's exactly what you do.
If it doesn't interest me, I like, yeah to death. You know that.
Yeah.
You know that.
Well, but I guess everyone does that.
Anyway, real quick, everybody. Ohtani, the gambling thing. Pete Rose, obviously one of the best players ever. A big fan of Pete Rose, gambling on sports. Now, you got this guy blaming it on the interpreter, whatever, $4.5 million, changes his story. Let me get some feedback. let me hear what you guys and girls have to say about that. Should Pete Rose be in the Hall of Fame? Do you know enough about that?
Because of this situation, or because he should just be there?
Well, with statistics and the way he played the game.
And is this story ended? Are they not gonna?
They're gonna cover it up more than likely.
The
guy's such a huge draw. He's a Japanese ball player making $700 million over the next 10 years from the Dodgers. Just signed a contract. They're going to protect the golden boy, and it is a shame. Pete Rose is doing videos now saying, I should have had an interpreter. Maybe I would have got away with it. But that's one of the topics. That's one of the topics this week. P. Diddy on the run. P. Diddy on the run.
Well, he's not actually on the run. They haven't charged him with anything.
He's on the run. He's out of the country. He's gone.
They did raid a couple of his houses, and he is down in another country. He's in another country right now.
Mike was saying that they actually grounded his plane, and he just wasn't on it. How many of these?
Wow.
Well, I guess he has 2 or 3 planes. I guess he can do what he wants.
Well, you know what? Honestly, I do believe it. I mean, I believe that there's a lot of predators out there that have become famous. They make a lot of money, and they're able to tell women what they want. How they want it, and men, exactly.
Cat Williams did a little video about P. Diddy, and that was fun. It was little, and he was a little. I only caught a clip of it, but I was like, I liked him in the beginning, Cat Williams. Then he got a little boring for a while. I don't know. Now I saw that clip, and it was pretty damn funny. So you have P. Diddy, you have Otani. Me personally, I think he knew, and he helped his friend out. He worked $700 million plus his endorsements.
Well, I think there's a huge problem with
don't need to gamble.
Legalizing sports betting as well.
That's when it became a problem, and I've been in the business for a very long time, and I think they should have left it alone overseas and in Vegas.
Especially because these players, and nothing for nothing, but gambling is an addiction.
It is.
It doesn't matter how much money you have.
And the leagues are involved. Now they're endorsing the product.
I mean, really, if you think about it, the more money you have, the more you can gamble. Well,
then again,
more satisfying when you win.
Me personally, $700 million guaranteed basically is endorsements. But then again, look at Mayweather, the boxer.
But that high that he gets probably off of that.
Okay, so that's one of the topics, Diddy, and very sad and controversial. As far as I'm concerned, it was no accident. That boat hitting the pier, the bridge.
The bridge, yeah.
In Maryland, a key port, transportation hazard material. You're going to see prices are going to go up. A late Mayday to look like a cover-up. That's just the way I look at it.
Yeah, Danny B was like right away, nope, it's terrorists.
It's just looked too fishy, a 2-minute
it doesn't
warning.
Make sense.
They didn't. Sometimes the goal is not to kill a lot of people; it's to cause havoc, chaos, and this will for years. And I guess the people that died now, they weren't even they were nationals or.
Nationals, yes. I don't know.
Speak English, they said, Mike. They couldn't communicate with them.
Yeah. They just didn't have the time to communicate. They didn't have enough time to communicate with them on the bridge, and it went down so quickly.
First of all, why you're working on a major bridge and you don't speak English? That alone I'm sorry. They should.
Well, many people, that come to this country, they don't speak English.
Not all of them. Somebody has to speak English. I think
what people were referring to was their family members, not necessarily those workers.
Well, it's sad regardless. And again, I'm very suspicious. I think that was deliberate. You look at different angles. It looked like the boat seemed to be turning at the last minute into it, like a direct hit. The power flickering. There's the target. Shut the light off. They see us coming. Yeah. Turn it back on. There you go. Shut it off. Turn it on. Oh, we're right on point. Yeah. And again, is that a cat?
You hear that cat crying? Can you let him out of that room? I think he might be locked up downstairs. That door right there.
We have to let the cat. Who let the cat out? No.
Is he down there?
Our cat is begging. Our cat. We have 2 cats. One hides, and the other one is probably.
Gino,
he might even come
the white one. Yeah.
But so very sad, and it's up for
it. It is really sad.
But me personally, I'm a conspiracy guy, so I think that was a deliberate attack. The FBI has been warning about these potential attacks.
Actually, they did. The head of FBI, he just put that all out at the end of January. That they know that these things are going to occur.
Scary times, my friends.
That makes it. But for me, I was like, it's the middle of the night. It didn't make sense for terrorists. But now I think about taking the whole bridge down and interfering
Mike
with all that.
Mike brought up a point too. There's a video, and it looks like there could have been explosions on the bridge for a second. Yeah. Little implosions or explosions.
Yeah.
You don't know. I mean, we've seen so much
There's
chaos.
a lot of lights flashing on that bridge, so,
it's just sad in general.
I think and as I was telling our son Jace about, because Jaden, he watches the news with us, our older kid, but Jace, he doesn't really watch the news. So I was just trying to explain to him what was going on. And I'm like, I feel like the kids and the people who didn't live through 9/11, that you weren't affected. Like, you don't realize the reality of what could be. And so anyone that has lived through that and just seen our United States like in that position, you start to get worried, with the open borders and like all these people coming in and like we don't know who they are. Like, it's like, when is this going to happen again? I mean, we have enough crazy people here. So, bringing people who hate America.
Killing cops left and right. Another tragedy,
a New York cop, right? In New York or New Jersey was he?
New York.
New York.
I think he was working in Manhattan, but he lived on the island.
Okay. Yeah.
Just another preventable, another case of somebody getting out of jail too soon, or
these guys with a long rap sheet.
Listen, I'm no choir boy, obviously, but violence is one thing. When somebody's got a record, a history of violence.
Well, the sad part is there's many people who have like non-violent crimes that are like for taxes or something, are like locked up for a really long time, and yet these people like commit murder and get out in like 10 years. Look what they're doing
to Donald Trump, for Christ's sakes. That's and then you got this, and then the guy pushes the guy in the subway the same day as the.
Yes.
And that's another guy that should have been in jail.
Our world is really crazy right now. Yeah.
And you got Mayor Adams complaining about this and that, but
didn't you just tell me that he's on that Diddy list? Or like
I saw something.
He's been accused of like sexual harassment.
Well, Diddy was a big supporter of the Democratic Party, and I think even after the accusations about him from that lawsuit came out, that Adams still gave him the key to the city. Got the key to the city.
Diddy.
Oh, Diddy.
You have to question. I mean, you really do.
Well, you know what? Obviously, they got something on him because they went in there with tanks, basically. I mean, they went in with two homes.
Like a shitload of videos.
A lot of videos? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, you got to take it serious because he ain't to be found.
That is so sick. It's so sick. But you know what? That's why people shouldn't listen to celebrities, because these people don't. They
I
have like
listen to you.
Are you calling me a celebrity? No. Thanks, Danny. Okay, but listen, these people.
What's cooking, Jay?
They have skeletons in their closet. Not all of them, but there are as many of them that are hiding behind that fame, that money. They get these men, women to do whatever they want to do, hurt them. Sex trafficking is huge.
It only took me a couple of drinks and a sandwich to get you to do what I wanted you to do.
Well, that's really nice, because that's how these guys are probably thinking. Yeah, I'll just give them like some fancy drinks and tell them they look good and buy them a pair of
I worked on you
Louis
for 2 years.
Vuittons and
Let's slow it down. It took me 2 years before I landed you.
Yeah.
I flirted with you for about a year and a half, maybe.
Well, because I wasn't ready. If we would have hooked
ready
up
for me. Plus, you had a boyfriend that you killed or died.
No, that was not at the time.
Which one? You killed a couple of them.
Really?
You did, didn't you? Well, 2 of them died.
I have 2 ex-boyfriends that died, but not died with me when we were together.
Maybe I should be religious. I don't know. Maybe I won't meet
And honestly, I wouldn't even really call them boyfriends. It was just people I was hanging out with. Yeah.
They're gone. It doesn't matter. They're dead. But anyway, one was a bartender.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm just worried about myself. There's a good reason why I didn't put a good life insurance policy on myself for that reason. I'm better off.
Waiting for me to kill you off.
I was worried. I'm better off alive.
I see how you are. Yeah.
But anyway, the world's crazy.
It
trying
is
to make
very
sense
much
of it.
so.
But on a brighter note, you're cooking. What's
positive.
Cooking, Jay? Yeah, well, you have to bring that up. So before I get back to you, I want to hear your thoughts on Otani and Rose. Is he guilty? Is it language it? Nah, he's guilty. P. Diddy, did he do it? He did it. Did it?
Did he?
And the other one was the bridge thing. What's your thoughts on? Was it an accident? Was it mechanical? Incompetent either way. Regardless if it was an accident, it was incompetent. Could have been prevented.
I think that's exactly what happened on 9/11. It was incompetent, to be able to take over those planes. I think we have a lot of that going on. I think there's a lot of ways for terrorists to come and...
They're here already, kid.
And we're never really going to know the truth. They're not going to let us know.
They're still trying to find out who killed Kennedy. So, yeah, they're never going to tell us the truth.
And did Marilyn Monroe, was she murdered, or did she really OD?
Who knows?
Did she really kill herself?
I personally
There's so
believe
many
it was a
conspiracies.
conspiracy there. I think they all.
But Marilyn was
She
a
knew
mess.
She knew a lot of. She knew a lot of shit, though. Marilyn.
She did.
She was in deep. Literally in deep.
Yeah.
But didn't she sleep with John, Bobby, DiMaggio,
Yeah, she got around.
Frank Sinatra? She had secrets on it.
I'm sorry, but she was a beautiful woman, but she never was with a good-looking guy. I just don't get it. I don't think
Joe
anyone...
DiMaggio, great ball player, but ugly.
Oh, my God, all
Frank
her.
Sinatra. JFK was considered a handsome man.
That was not really her man. That was more. That was more of a cheating, an affair. That wasn't like she was married to him. Yeah, she wasn't married to him. And those Kennedys.
Even more of what she liked.
Maybe.
But anyway, she knew a lot, and that's probably why she ain't around no more. But she was a mess, just like Anna Nicole too. That she reminds me so much of her.
Oh, Anna Nicole.
Yeah.
Well, Anna Nicole used to say that she thought that she was reincarnated, from Maryland. Yeah, she looked crazy. But
Britney Spears crazy.
Oh yeah, my Britney. I did because I love Britney, and I know
she's like a mess, man.
She is a mess, but like we're talking about with the Diddy, with this celebrity and young kids growing up in the celebrity world, the fame, the money. A lot of these kids were taken advantage of. Their parents
I think Diddy got
Bieber,
Justin. There's a video surfacing
I don't know. I think Justin's mom was around a lot when he was
always
traveling
there,
and stuff.
This was from when Justin made a couple of years in the business, and you might have seen the video. Diddy comes up to him and says, I haven't heard from you since you've been famous and stuff like that. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And you can see Justin's all nervous, like, he wants me. I got to get away from this fucking guy. And
or he might have been trying to get him with girls.
That Cat Williams thing when he said,
involved in all that.
But anyway, that's that's Hollywood for you.
That is Hollywood.
I never had a taste for Hollywood. I never wanted or imagined being part of that world. How about you? Would you want to be a part of that, Mike? You like behind the scene. You like behind the scene.
Cool to act, maybe, but
okay.
I don't like the whole business.
I like the actors that make their mark and they get the hell out of town and they get away. They go to Denver. Get out of Hollywood if you don't want no attention, too.
Yeah.
Do your thing, leave.
Yeah.
Come back, film.
Because a lot of these people are very talented, have a lot of issues. Especially from if they're child stars. They grow up with the weight of their family on their shoulders. Their parents are looking. A lot of their parents are like, oh, you can go to this party, or like look at all the things that Drew Barrymore said. Honey Boo Boo, that's crazy.
No, what's up with the boo?
The mother was
put 80% in the bank, but she only put 20%.
Yeah,
the boo boo.
Yeah, Boo Boo's money. Wow.
Oh, is that the Boo Boo was the family, the redneck family?
Yes, yeah. Well, Honey Boo Boo, she was chubby. And they were white trash, basically. White trash. They were white trash, and there was actually a scandal. There was child molestation and all that within their households and stuff. Whoa. But yeah, actually, like Honey Boo Boo herself, Boo Boo was funny.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, if I remember, that was 10 years ago.
June something is her mom's name. Yeah.
All the crazy, she's a big show watcher. She watches them all. The
reality shows. I do.
The East Coast,
because it's like Coast. You don't really have to think about it too much. It's like mindless television. It is.
I find myself engaged sometimes. I'm like, now what happened to that one? Isn't that one the one that was fucking that one's husband, and this one left him for this one?
See, I could never be in a friend group like that. Like the way those girls get catty. Like, no, I know. Like I would be like never like around someone like that.
That's like after this, Mike asked me questions. So what do you think about Jamie's outfit today? Well, I thought she was pretty, but do you see the way they just attack each other?
Well, yeah.
And then they act, I guess they're getting paid for that. Is it an act? But I would take that personally.
Yeah.
Even if you are acting and it's just part of the bit and you're telling me you don't like this, and I'd be like, let's fucking throw down. Yeah. I'm serious here.
Yeah.
But yeah, the world's fucking lost its mind.
It's
safe
cuckoo.
Enough to say, and we're sitting here sharing our thoughts about the way we look at life, and maybe you can relate, maybe not, but I think we can all agree things were better years ago. I'm 61, I'll be 62, and most of the people on Facebook are roughly my age, give or take your age. So they still had a taste of what was. Today's generation, Mike, you're still there. You're in your early 40s, so you remember what was. But these poor kids, our kids, I just feel bad for them because they missed that. North Bergen type experience or any small town.
It's up to the young people
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
having kids to give them that.
Yeah,
They're not
exactly,
though.
to
That's why
show
we're
them.
proud of
Yeah.
our kids. They're both hard workers. And I went on my first job. We'll change the subject. Positive note.
Yeah.
Went on my first real job with my son Monday up to the Poconos.
On-time transport.
Yeah, we went out there. We stopped at one place, picked up some shelving for the Pocono
Visitors Bureau.
Yeah, like the welcoming center.
Yeah,
you
the
know?
welcoming center.
Then we took some nice cabinets to Jim Thorpe, which is a beautiful town, Mike, if you ever get a chance. So quaint and nice, and yeah, so I want to go up there. I got to take you up. That's
we gotta
nice,
go. We haven't been there for a night.
the
We gotta
ladies
go
like
do that.
at the visitor center, they kind of liked me and my son, and they were asking us questions and how'd you, and she was telling us the history. I said, all I want to do is get drunk and walk around this town, because you can. That's a town. That's a town that lets you walk around. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But I haven't been up that way for many years. But I was like, this is a real pretty town.
Right.
So
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. She said stay away in October. They said stay away in October.
Yeah.
Because
It gets too packed because it's all like
Halloweeny
scenic.
and stuff like that. Jim Thorpe.
Beautiful. With the fall foliage.
I had to explain the story to Jaden about Jim Thorpe as we were there. He had no idea who Jim Thorpe was, and you might not either. But
I've read about it, but I forget.
Yeah.
I was like one of the greatest
You're a
athletes.
historian.
Of his
Danny's a
gen-
historian.
With sports, and speaking of sports, we have baseball starting tomorrow, and traditionally, the Mets on opening day are good for a win. After that, good luck. But look at their record the past 30 years on opening day. I think they're like 80%. So look at them on opening day and then turn your back on them the rest of the season. Yankees are a big underdog tomorrow at Houston. They're already missing their starting pitcher out, Cole. But value at plus 130. So a little sports betting, and we will do a sports, like you do your what's cooking thing.
Segment,
Come
yes.
football, because with football, you know, the odds are out. You know what the spread is. And baseball, and by the time the show gets edited, it's day to day. So you don't have that privilege. But with football, I got all week to give out the picks and the lines, the spread. But we'll work on that. But I was really proud of you with that segment, Shay. I got to say,
Okay.
you did good.
Thank
You
you.
did good. And your clip, that little sizzle was nice, and Mike does a great job. But
Yeah, I have to definitely give a shout out to Mike because he does a wonderful job.
He does.
He's
Cheers,
very
Mike.
talented.
Cheers,
Yes.
cheers.
Cheers to Mike.
and it's allergy season too. Allergy season's here, so make sure
I
you
love
take
everything
allergy.
you do. You're a great guy.
Why would I just talk about allergy season like that? I just come into like
What do you-
I just come into because I'm feeling.
Well, it is. It's
I'm
spring.
feeling a little.
So
I'm
we got
feeling a little-
what's everybody having for Easter, right? So Easter's on Sunday. I'm just gonna throw some steaks on the grill and probably make some potato
Why,
salad,
you don't eat
pasta
steak.
salad.
You don't eat steak.
Well, you guys
Jaden's
like
not going
it.
to be here. I'm
Well,
not big on.
Jace
I
likes
like
steak.
a fillet once in a while.
Yeah.
I'm not into the steaks as much. I'd rather
Yeah,
have a
Jace
hamburger
loves steak.
personally than a
Yeah.
steak.
He loves the steak.
But you
and
do
his
make a
mashed
nice
potatoes.
marinade with the Montreal. We got
Montreal,
Montreal
yes,
marinade,
yeah.
but sometimes a little too much because I can.
The kids like it.
The sodium, yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as you go,
The more sodium, the better they like it.
Right, so-
they're kids.
So the questions, as you're watching this, whenever you watch it, Pete Rose, Otani, is he guilty? How do you perceive that? Did he? Obviously, he's guilty.
What's your theory on the bridge?
The bridge.
is so
Do
horrible.
you guys and girls eat the meat on the Friday? Me personally.
Well, if they're Catholics, they better not be eating
Well,
the meat.
you know what? I don't want to bash any religion. You keep
No.
changing. Everybody changes this. Religion should be set. You can't
Well, I
just
don't
make
think
a
they
joke.
changed that. They haven't
They-
changed that. You can't eat meat on
They've
Fridays.
made exceptions though in different things, and I don't know.
And during Lent, you're supposed
I
to
get
give
confused.
up something.
I get so. I grew up. My grandmother was very religious, like your family.
Yeah.
We went to a Catholic school for a couple of years. I told this story. St. John's in Fairview, 4th grade and 5th grade. My grandmother died in '73, and it was February, so I missed a lot of school. Moved away for a little bit, came back, and my mother was totally different than my grandmother. They were atheists, I had to go to church with my grandmother, my stepfather, Jimmy Lyden, the Catholic school. My mother was like, religion, yeah. And I'd be like, so I wound up going back to St. John's eventually, and I kept complaining, I don't like the tie. And my mother was like, don't wear it. Don't wear the tie. My mother was.
This is where he gets it
my
from.
mother was
his
very
mother.
rebellious, so.
Yeah.
So finally, after 2 or 3 warnings, Sister Renee, I don't know if any of you old timers remember her. She was mean. I think she smoked cigarettes.
I think a lot of the sisters were.
They all drank bad. They were all mean. They hit you and shit. Leading up to this point.
Yeah.
And after like 2 or 3 warnings, I showed up without the tie, waiting for it. And she pulled me in a hallway and just smacked the shit out of me. I left the school. I went to Pete's Deli.
Did you cry?
No, fuck no.
Oh. No tears?
Fuck no tears.
Okay.
Went to Pete's Deli on Anderson Avenue, called my mother with the phone booth. She come up in a cab, swearing, throwing cigarettes. And I got left back that year because I missed enough school. That was it. So thanks, Mom. Your recipes were great, but your advice on
your mom
certain
was
things...
not a religious person, but me...
Good recipes. Everything else you told me was full of shit.
Carol and I, when she was around, we used to watch like all those paranormal shows and stuff like that. So ghost stories and stuff, and we would always say to each other, like, we'll give each other signs, like if we're ever...
She sees you.
So, right? So... for the longest time, I kept finding, after she passed, I kept finding hearts all around.
They're
That's
on
why
your
today
body,
I'm wearing hearts today. Yeah. But I would find all these hearts, and then I was like, why am I finding all these hearts? And then the one day she gave me this really old Christmas ornament, and I couldn't hang it because it was like so heavy and old. And so I opened it up, and it was not something that a heart would even be in. And there was this beautiful heart inside. I'm like, it's Carol. It's Carol who's sending me the hearts. Yeah. Then Danny's telling me about this number, the house number that he used to live in,
214 Morris Street.
We see that. I see it all the time now, too, 214,
Buses,
214.
everything.
And then I was like, what is 214, right? It's Valentine's Day. Love. 214.
Right, exactly.
Right?
That was my first...
Then when he had his heart attack, I'm like, was she trying to tell us, like... The heart? Danny's not going to have a heart attack.
But anyway, we always see the cardinal coming, too, on the back porch here.
With my vitiligo, I literally have a heart-shaped...
On her butt.
White patch on my leg, right below my butt cheek.
I say the butt.
It's like a total heart.
The buttocks.
I'm like, wow, this is crazy.
But yeah, getting back to my mom, she was a very difficult woman, very stubborn, and that's where...
But we love and missed your mom very much.
But her advice was always like...
My
mother was the type that was like, you can stay home from school if you vacuum and you do the laundry and you go to the A&P. That's a deal.
Yes, yeah.
At 10:30, 11, watch your shows, the early morning cartoons and everything. I'd sleep in a little extra.
Right.
Back in the house. The little rug that we had that had holes in it, why am I even vacuuming this thing?
Just give you a little
cleaning
job
up
to
the
do.
dog shit or whatever else I had to do. And so my mom wasn't great on advice, but her cooking recipes were friggin' amazing. And that's in a little bit, you're going to go stir a little something up for us, huh?
I am.
You're going to give a little hint on. Let's hope.
No,
another simple one.
Yes.
I think next week you're going to get into some dinnerish type of meals, right?
Yes, I'm going to change it up. But, it's baby steps. I don't even know what I'm doing. So I'm just trying to do
Who does? Who does? I don't think anybody, the president doesn't know what he's doing.
I'm trying to work slowly into,
Well, you got an excuse if the guy who's running this country doesn't know what he's doing. You get a little grace period there.
I'm a little faster speaking than him, I think.
Well, anyway, I just wanted to wish everybody out there great thanks. They're the fucking Thanksgiving.
Wow, you have a fetish with
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
If I fucking say Thanksgiving, shoot me in the fucking head right here. Put one right between my eyes.
Happy Easter.
I keep going back to Thanksgiving. Why the freak? Happy Easter.
I still tell the kids, I'm like, the Easter Bunny's coming. And they're like... I'm like almost 20 and 14.
Yeah, but
all right, then you don't want to
need an excuse for candy.
You don't want the bunny to bring you a basket.
This house always has its share of candies. It doesn't matter holiday or not. You start buying Easter stuff in January.
Okay, well I hit it and you come looking for it, Danny.
But why are you buying it in January?
Because
you want me to find it.
Have it. You got to be stocked up. You got to be ready because they get sold out.
They never get sold out.
They do. They do.
Don't
Go
get
try to buy
sold
Easter candy now and see if you're gonna find them.
Oh, so you tell me I leave this house right now. There's no way you did. You know what, though? Good point, Mike. Yeah. Your candy probably is in Baltimore somewhere right now, and that's going to affect a lot of things, too. Don't come bitching to me. I'm warning you. When I tell you this was no accident.
No, well, we'll find out. Maybe
cut
not.
Our throats slowly, my friends. Be prepared. Perceive what you want. I know a couple of people are telling me, relax, take a deep breath, blah, blah. It's an accident. Tell that to the people that are dead. Tell that to, the people that are ready to suffer because they can't get this, and all the people losing, what are they losing, $15 million a day?
Something like that.
$15 million
It's definitely going to have a ripple effect for sure.
Somebody's paying for it. Somebody's
it's
paying
complete
for it.
devastation for that area.
Well, anyway, it is what it is. Another crazy week. Our house was pretty sane this week, though. What happened? Jace put a computer. Oh, before we go, Jace, brilliant, put a computer together, made his own PC.
He ordered every single part to it and put it together.
Yeah, I mean, I
kept saying, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" Because it wasn't cheap. And he's like, "I got it. I watched YouTube videos."
I chipped in with him. It was like $1,800. And he was ready to pay it all. He goes, "Can you just pay like $150 for it? Because I don't want to be absolutely broke." I'm like,
because he's been banking it over there at Tony's.
He saved it though. He saved $2,000 in like 6 weeks though.
Yeah, he did good.
Right?
Yep. Yeah.
So I said, you know what, you did good. So I chipped in, but I was worried. I'm like, you're gonna put I can't listen. I'm horrible with stuff like that.
He's been putting together
horrible with that.
things since he was really little.
I mean, I had to wait for Mike.
He's really smart.
I had to wait for Mike to get here to move the microphone.
Yeah, he can figure things out. He's really good at that.
I looked at the damn. How do I move this thing? It's just turn the damn thing and just lift it down.
He's always been gifted like that. Yeah.
Jace looks at something and he figures it out. Because you know what? They got patience. I don't have no patience at all. I'm very impatient.
Yeah.
You got YouTube.
Yeah. Well, YouTube does help a lot. Yeah, that's what he said. He watches YouTube videos.
I can't even focus on my attention span is for naught. Honestly, I can look at 2 minutes, I'm bored. A minute, I'm bored. And that's why everything's about a quick fix, you know?
And speaking of YouTube, everybody, please go to our YouTube page and subscribe to our channel. Give us some comments. Let us know if you're liking the show, things that you would like us to talk about. If anyone wants to come on the show, we're definitely up for that.
We have a few guests. We have Crowley. We have Brett Morrow.
We can go on location.
Brett from Phillipsburg used to be a prosecutor up there. Mm-hmm. You know,
we have a few things coming up in the future. We're going to go to your friend's bar up in.
Actually, I passed it with Jaden going up to the Poconos 18 Saloon. 1836.
Okay, yeah.
Never been. It looks great. I was like, oh my God, I was rubbernecking. Is that my buddy's place?
Yeah.
So that's mid-June, and again, we're gonna have some guests on, and let's get Gwen on. I want to talk about local people for now. Local merchants. I want to help the local people like Gwen, your friend.
I asked my friend Gwen. Yeah, she has a salon for over 20 years.
Did it all on her own?
Yeah, she did it all on her own. Single woman. Yes.
Success story. And what's the name of her place?
And she's Hair to Die For in Easton.
I don't know about the die for, but I don't want to die for anything, but not especially hair.
It's spelled like hair, like you dye your hair, dumbass.
Just a little fun.
Yeah, it's actually pretty creative. But yeah, she's been a salon owner for over 20-something years.
Right.
She's very girly girl, like girl power. And she's looking
for a new assistant, I heard, too, right? She put out a post. She's looking for a new.
Okay.
Yeah, your sisters. Check her out. Hair to Die For. A little plug for.
Well, Danny follows everybody on Facebook and I don't
follow nobody. I look for parrots. Then I see people
out there always giving everyone likes.
I'm getting ready to buy another parrot after Moses has been gone. Almost 2017 November.
It's been a while, yeah.
Yeah, so we're working on 7 years. So I'm about ready for another parrot. Moses was with me before you.
Okay.
Had him almost 20 years. I miss Mosey. But no, when you catch me on Facebook, I'm not looking at people. I'm looking at the parrots and the tigers and the alligators.
He loves the reels.
I love watching these people wrestle
every day. I'm like, what is he watching now?
I'm just waiting for this alligator to just bite one of those guys' heads off. Or fucking, I mean, like...
I think a lot of it's AI and like made up stuff. And he's like, no, this is real. Like, look, there's this guy that has a baby and the baby lays with the alligator. And I'm like, who does that? I mean, come on.
The wife
so I don't believe this
and he
shit,
said, I can get another wife. I just can't get another alligator like Poe.
That's horrible.
But he was an Indian guy over there. You know, they sleep with those things over there.
Yeah.
But, I watch the monkeys and the gorillas. Yeah, I don't watch people. I see some, I'll give it a like. And, I remember... But I do. I like the parrots. So I'm hunting for another parrot. Should I get another African gray or what?
I don't think you should, no.
I'm going to do it just because you said not to.
No.
But anyway, have a great weekend, everybody.
Happy Easter
Pass some
to everyone.
feedback.
Yeah.
Continue to support this beautiful young lady.
Young?
Young? Yeah,
young? No one's called me young.
What's cooking, Jay? And again, we're going into the kitchen in just a second.
Yes, definitely. Ooh. Okay.
Goodbye to you. Goodbye to you.
It's time to get cooking with what's cooking, Jay.
everyone, welcome to What's Cooking Jay. I'm Jamie Biancullo, and today we're gonna make a spinach omelet. I'm gonna give you guys some tips to perfect your omelet. So we're gonna be using spinach. You got your eggs. I'm gonna actually add some cheese in it as well. So we're gonna start on the spinach first. The best thing to do with the spinach is you're gonna put some olive oil in a pan. Okay, we're gonna put a little olive oil in the pan to start it off. And you're going to heat that on, let's see here, I don't know, this is different. For the spinach, you want it on a medium to low heat. So you put a little olive oil in your pan and get that going. I like to buy the baby spinach. I like the Nature's Promise, but I don't know if you guys can find this here, but organic spinach is good as well. So spinach actually cooks up really quickly. That's why I love using it in the omelets. And it's very healthy, but you need a lot of it to, you know, make a couple of omelets. So you're gonna use, look how much is in this right now. That's not gonna be there once it gets cooked down. So that's like, put a bunch of it in there. Then we're gonna do, I use salt, pepper. Again, I use sea salt. We're gonna put a little crushed red pepper in there. I love garlic. I'm gonna use garlic powder, but I'm also gonna use a fresh clove of garlic. So let's get those spices in there. So a little salt in here. I just eyeball all my spices, I eyeball them up. Pepper. Danny taught me this with the crushed red pepper. Put a little bit, don't get too crazy with that because it is spicy. And then I put some garlic powder in there. So we're gonna put the garlic powder in there. And so with me making this omelet, I know a lot of people already make omelets or they tried to make omelets before and they messed them up because they don't know my techniques. So I have a couple of techniques for you guys, quick tips to help make your omelet taste good and look good. So, okay, so spinach cooks up pretty quickly. And I just added a little bit of olive oil in there because you don't want it to be too greasy, too much olive oil in there. So it's going to just cook down. Takes a few minutes to cook this down. Again, you want to make sure it's on a medium low. You don't want to burn it. Temperature. And I'm going to actually put a clove of garlic in it as well. So I'm going to cut my garlic up. I saved it because Mike, the producer, suggested that I save some cutting, some preparation for the next segment. So got the fresh garlic clove, and Danny, he likes to shave it, make it really thin. That's how Danny will do it, but I just do a little chop into it. I love garlic. I lost my taste and smell. I mean, I can taste and smell things, but not as I did when I was younger. And garlic just helps with that flavor. So if anyone out there does have a tough time with taste and smell, garlic is definitely the spice that should be on your list. It's definitely good. So my tips, I'm not used to cooking over here. We don't want this to burn, okay? So I have a few tips on perfecting the omelet. And with this, the silicone, getting the silicone spatula, I actually get these at the dollar store. They help so much with the egg, and I'll show you that in the next step. So we're just cooking down the spinach. So I'm gonna throw my garlic in there. I love the garlic. If you can't eat it or you don't like it, you don't have to add it. It just definitely adds to the flavor. And look at how much this cooked down. So, I mean, really, if you're making a few omelets, you're gonna use that whole package. When I make it for Danny and I just use half of it because it will be enough for 2 omelets. So we're just gonna cook this down. This needs a little bit more. Not too much though. You're gonna get that all choppy. And if you like to cook it a little less or a little more, you can do that. I just like to chop it while it's in there, chopping it all up. Looks great, smells great. And this is so healthy too. I mean, Popeye didn't take down spinach every day for nothing. That's why he had those big muscles. So it's a great, and it's easy to have, you know, something, pick up once a week and leave it in your house. So you want to throw this omelet together. It's very easy to do. Not much preparation at all. So I'm going to let that cook down a little bit and go on to prepping the omelet. So my real first tip is pan size. Size does matter, people, especially when we're making omelets, okay? So if you're gonna do a 2 to 3 egg omelet, you wanna use a 6-inch pan. So a 6-inch pan for 2 to 3 egg omelet. If you're gonna do a 4+ omelet, you're gonna use a 8-inch pan, and that's what I'm cooking the spinach in right now. I prefer the 3 egg omelet because I feel like that's portion-wise, it's enough to eat, okay? So you're always gonna spray your pan. I'm gonna spray the pan. I'm gonna switch this out because we're learning how to video all this and make it look great for you guys to see these and learn and take all my tips. So I'm gonna start the eggs here. I buy whatever eggs, I don't, you know, the store brand or whatever. So when I make them for Danny, I'll always do 1 egg yolk and then 2 egg whites. So it doesn't matter, however you get your eggs out, however you do it is the way you do it. I'm gonna make a little mess here. So I do 2 egg whites, 1 egg yolk. Okay, I do have my towel this time. I was more prepared. Okay, I just gotta get my nerves through all this. Okay, so if you use salt, put some salt in there. If you don't, that's fine too. I know a lot of people, for health reasons, don't. I love salt, love butter, I love all that good stuff. So I'm gonna throw a little salt in here because I feel like it does help with the flavor. Again, I use the sea salt. Pepper, okay, and this is a tip for your omelets. Put some sour cream into your omelets and it helps make them fluffy. Fluffs the eggs. You can even do that for scrambled eggs. So then you're gonna whip the eggs. You're gonna whip it good, because that is also helps the omelet get fluffy when you whip it. It helps get it fluffy. Okay, so we're gonna whip it. All right. Get into it. This is so easy to do, and it's so hearty too. I mean, it's really filling. I love having these after the gym. Come home, I'll make Danny and I an omelet, and I feel good about myself when I eat like this. So when I take down the chips and the cookies, it's not so bad. Okay, so I'm gonna switch these out and I'm gonna start with the omelet. So I did spray the pan. You always, you know, whatever cooking spray you use, spray it a little bit. Again, you wanna have it on a medium to lower heat. If you put the eggs on and you hear them sizzling, it's up too high, because what you're gonna do is you're gonna overcook the outside of the omelet before the inside is actually cooked. So you can just go ahead and you don't even need to heat the pan up too much, you know, just let it on there and watch it get heated up. So I just pour it all in there. And this takes a few minutes. You gotta be patient with the omelet to perfect it. Like I said, if you try to heat that pan up too fast and throw it on, it's just not gonna cook right. And again, size matters. So for a 3 egg omelet, you're gonna put it in a 6-inch pan, and that helps out so much. So you're gonna let this cook. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit more because I can see. You'll start seeing it cook on the bottom, and we're just gonna be patient with that for a little bit. Let that cook. Like I said, you don't have to put it on when it's hot, but it definitely helps with a little bit of the process. But you gotta be careful. That's the whole point of the omelet too. I see a lot of people, they'll post their omelets, but they look like they're overcooked on the outside. And maybe, you know, some people like it like that. I don't. Danny likes it a little more cooked than I do. Actually, everything me and Danny do, we like opposites. Everything is different. Okay, so this is one technique. So as this is heating, just, you know, kind of roll this around. Roll that egg, and then with the silicone spatula that I get at the dollar store, and this little one. I mean, if you're more comfortable with a bigger one, then, you know, I like this smaller type. And then I just start pushing down on the corners, on the sides of the egg, you know, just push it down, and you'll see, you know, obviously you got to wait a little bit, let that cook, and get more cooked on the bottom before you can flip it. I'm not used to this burner here. Mike had me switch burners, so I'm not used to this one. But like I said, you got to be a little patient with it. Yeah, you're just going to keep hitting these sides as this is cooking. See how it's starting to form, right? You got to be patient though. And I promise you, you're going to love it. Oh, you know what? Also, why this is doing, I also want to dedicate this segment that I do, this food segment, to my late mother-in-law. She loved food, and she taught me so much that I know in the kitchen. And wearing hearts today because I know Carol comes to me in hearts. So I wanted to represent for her. And she used to love telling me all the family recipes and teaching me them because she knew that I would carry them on in the family. So I just want to give my mother-in-law some respect. We love and miss you, Carol. Okay, so you see how this is getting hard on the bottom. It's cooking on the bottom. You want to keep swishing it around. I'm not sure of the exact words I should use for this, but you just keep rolling it around here. This is the technique that I do. Okay, and then with the silicone spatula, you want to push that sides down. And you see it's starting to, you don't want to flip. That's not ready to flip yet, because if I can do this and some of this rolls around, it's not ready. It's almost ready though. You see? Okay. Oh, I crushed it because I'm going too fast. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the spinach. Okay. Some people don't like the vegetables in the middle. They like it. I prefer everything on top. I like cheese and the spinach, I put it on top. Danny, he likes it in the middle. So you don't want to get too heavy on your vegetables. Whatever vegetables that you use inside of the spinach, you don't want it to be too heavy or it's not going to flip right. I also like, Danny and I like cheese. So I personally don't like the prepackaged cheese for this. I don't think it melts good. This is Boar's Head yellow American cheese. Danny likes only a little bit of it. So look at this. And I did it too much. I might have to do this again. All right, so this got a little more cooked than I wanted to as I was waiting there, but it still looks good. Actually, this is like a perfect one for Danny. Yeah, okay, this one. So you're gonna let it cook. That second I took. So you let that cook a little bit on this side, and you'll feel the firmness of it where you can flip it. I'm also not used to this. So you're gonna flip it. I also use a fork to help me flip it. You wanna make sure it's cooked on both sides. I just gently push down so whatever egg is still in there uncooked that comes out. Sometimes, you know, your cheese will come out. But I like to use the deli cheese, not the prepackaged, like the Kraft cheese. I just don't think it melts good at all. So you just give it a little flip here, okay? I am gonna put some on the top of it here to make it look good. Put some more spinach on the top. So with everything that I make, what's important to me is that the presentation is just as important as the taste of the food. So even when I make stuff for myself, I always make it look pretty. And so if someone's coming over and I'm entertaining, or I want to whip up this omelet for someone special, like my Danny B, I always do, I like to display it really nice. I like to have a nice presentation to it. So you can have this omelet with or without sour cream, salsa. I like to eat it with some fruit. I put some grapes on here. It's very easy to do. It looks beautiful. Actually, that omelet is perfect to what Danny B loves. It's so easy to do. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I really appreciate everyone that's watching these videos and giving me positive feedback. I really appreciate it. I really didn't realize how much fun I was gonna have with this. I have nerves because I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? But I'm really getting into it, and I hope each week I just get better and better and my nerves aren't like so much. So I appreciate you guys so much.
It's time to get rocking with what's cooking, Jay. Grab your apron, turn off the thing, get ready to play. We're mixing our flavors, making magic on your plate. With every sizzle, every stir, it's gonna be great. Turn up the heat, let the music